Welcome back, I'm Captain Xavier, and it's Friday, and that means fan mail, and I've got a couple of letters, so I'm gonna read them. We'll start with the smallest one. Ha. Dear Captain Xavier, I absolutely love your vids. I have only recently subscribed, but I have been watching the vids for a long time. I saw what you did with the dual swarm bolt, and loved it. The only thing is, it wasn't modular enough. Now don't get mad. I still loved it, but I really want some sort of, like, Power Rangers or Ultimate Unity power system. On the back are my serial killer-ish scribblings. There are lots of blasters that can be used. Blaster count-wise in the integration, I hope, could be at least 5. Must-haves are the dodge discs. They look cool and are unpredictable. Whatever you do, I know I would love it. Like I said, I would like all blasters except the Swarmfire to be detachable and fire off one trigger. P.S. The Swarmfire is broken. I took it apart and duct taped it to my bike, depressing the trigger. P.P.S. It was not rained on. Sincerely, looks like James. Alright. Swarmfire, Recon, Raven. I would love to know where you think you can get a Raven for 15 bucks. Crossfire bow, crossbolt, dodge discs, and a website. I'm going to have to look those up. I've never heard of dodge discs before. Interesting. Well, the Swarmfire's full auto, so that one's easy to rig to a single trigger. The Recon and Crossfire bow are just springers, and the crossbolt is a stringer, and the Raven is semi-auto. So I don't know how you would go about linking all of those to a single trigger. John could probably come up with something. This sounds like a jank strike if ever there was one. The best Unity type system that I've seen was Wallcom's Chimera. If you haven't seen that, you should definitely go look it up. I got to help design that, and it is a beautiful, beautiful 3-blaster full auto integration, which is interesting. And John has built a number of what we refer to as jank strikes, where he's integrated a bunch of different guns, though his usually have independent triggers so that you can fire them separately. This sounds interesting. The real issue isn't so much linking the triggers. That could be fairly easily done. It's the priming mechanisms, because several of these are, manual prime blasters, and you'd have to either link all the priming handles together, which would be a much more complicated system because they don't necessarily have the same length primes, so you couldn't just bolt them all together. Yeah. Send me an email and we can discuss this, because that sounds like a fascinating project that I might look into further down the line. Next, this one actually comes all the way from Italy, which I've been to many, many years ago, and obviously the last name of Laurino, my father's family, half of them were from Italy. So, dear Captain Xavier, I am a 12-year-old nerf from Italy. Ciao, como stai? My name is Elias, and I absolutely love your videos, and I think your channel is the best Nerf channel ever. Thanks for all the things you do, and bye, Elias. P.S. Sorry for the grammatical errors. You actually don't have any grammatical errors. Your English is perfect. That is wonderful. Definitely better than my Italian is. So, yeah. Where in Italy are you from? Put it in the comments, because I think I've been as far south as Milan was the furthest south I went in Italy. I spent a lot of time in northern Italy when I was there. We spent 2 weeks there. But I haven't been to Rome, and I haven't been to Laurino or anything further south. So yeah, let me know. Send me an email. Send me more mail. I'd love to have an Italian pen pal. And last but not least, we've got the largest one. Dear Captain Xavier, I am a really big fan of all your videos, especially your Can It Take a K-26 episodes. Your Ire Blaster is the coolest thing ever. I started doing a minimized Stampede mod because I saw yours and felt inspired. I also started doing a Stampede Strife integration. I plan on putting 2 Swarmfires on the sides, kind of like your Swarm Bolter. I was wondering how your Lancer build is going and when you're going to do a video of it. I am inspired by your videos to do cool modifications. I hope you keep doing all your awesome videos. Keep up the good work from Mod Squad. That is an awesome name. Well, let's see. I have not worked on the Lancer since our initial video. I just haven't had time. Luckily, having gotten all of my commissions but one out of the way, and I'm just waiting for a voltmeter on that, and then I'll be done with all of my commissions for a while. I'll be working on Jomo's arsenal, and I've got a couple of builds of my own, but the Lancer is also on the list. I would like to do get a little bit more on that. Like we said in the original video, we're planning to shove a Stampede in there and see what we can do with it as far as internal modifications, and that should be a lot of fun. I'd like to get started on that, see what we have to do for shell modifications. The Lancer shell is enormous, so hopefully we can fit a Stampede in there without having to cut up the Stampede more than absolutely necessary. And yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun. Look forward to that. I like the sound of your integrations. Minimize Stampede was one of the earliest major modifications that I had ever seen. I saw Mowgli's Minimize Stampede in HVZ and thought it was just brilliant. And that was kind of what inspired me to start getting into modding. And I'd wanted a minimized one ever since I saw his, but didn't want to minimize Ire, obviously. Stampede Strife, are you having an underslung Strife? I've seen that a couple of times, and I'm not a huge fan of integrating another magazine gun into a magazine gun, but having a semi-auto option on a fully automatic gun does sound like it would actually give good advantage. So I like that. And obviously, dual swarm fires are just fun because it's just so much firepower. So I like it. You keep doing what you're doing, and I will continue to make videos as well. So there we have it. All right. Well, thank you so much for the letters. I love getting actual physical letters. They're just so much fun to read and to have and to collect. So if you wanted to send me letters, the mailing address is in the description. I read everything that I get on in my email, so if you send me something, I will read it on video, unless you ask me not to. To that fellow who keeps asking if the package he sent me has arrived, it hasn't. I don't know if it got lost or if it's just taking a while or what, but it has not arrived yet. Terribly sorry about that. But if you have any comments, suggestions, ideas, things you just want to say, want to call me a huge nerd, go ahead and do so in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching.